Good afternoon and welcome to the latest episode of Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the Australia and New Zealand print industries. This episode is sponsored by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest supplier of printable materials and press room consumables, and now supplying wide format equipment. Diversified Marketing Services Group IVE, which includes Australia's biggest print operation, has ordered 4 new Koenig & Bauer Rapida 106X B1 sheet-fed offset presses. The press order for the quartet of Rapida 106Xs is the biggest Koenig & Bauer has ever taken in Australia and New Zealand, and comes as one of several orders for new presses that the company has recently taken. They include a Rapida 106X that will go into Blue Star's new integrated $30 million production facility in Auckland, and the B2 Rapida 76 that's been ordered at United Print and Packaging in Sydney. Details of the exact specification of the new Koenig & Bauers for IVE and where in its operations they'll be located remain confidential. Koenig & Bauer Australia and New Zealand has a new look management team with Graham Harris. He was formerly the service director, taking over as managing director, and that's following the retirement of previous incumbent Dave Lewis. And Rennie Simpson rejoining the industry for his new role. The spend on printed outdoor media has remained steady over the year to date, the first period in more than 5 years where money invested in print has not fallen significantly, although print's share of the market has slipped as digital outdoor continues to grow. Outdoor print has seen a total spend in the first 9 months of the year of $230.5 million. That's virtually identical to that of the same period last year, which was $231.5 million. Print's share of the outdoor market, though, slipped. That's down by a further 2% to 25.5% from 27.6% in that period over the first 9 months of last year. With digital accounting for a slither under 3/4 of the total. Year-to-date net revenue for outdoor media increased by 8.75% to $908 million, and all that increase was from digital outdoor. Visual Connections will hold special celebration dinners in Melbourne and Sydney next month to give the industry a chance to farewell Peter Harper, who retires at the end of the year after half a century in the industry. In Melbourne, the dinner will follow the Visual Connections Association's inaugural Victoria Golf Day on Wednesday 20 November, and will be held in the Sandhurst Golf Club's rooms there. Sydney will have the opportunity a week later on Thursday 28th of November at the Deck House in Woolwich. Go to print21.com.au for the story and follow the links to register. One of the titans of the local printing industry, and likely the first ever woman to run a print business in Australia, Joan Daniels, has sadly passed away in Melbourne, aged 93. As a young woman, she married Frank Daniels, who tragically passed away at the age of just 48, leaving his printing business of the same name, which at the time employed some 200 staff, without its leader. With no experience in printing and still with a young family to raise, Joan nevertheless stepped up and took over its management. Under her guidance, Frank Daniels grew into one of the largest and most well-respected printing companies in Australia at the time. Finally this week, some unlikely but good news. TikTok owner ByteDance will start printing books, as the surge in popularity of the TikTok #BookTok community is reflected in the rapid growth of young people reading printed books. ByteDance started publishing digital books a year ago, and its publishing arm, Eighth Note Press, has just teamed up with publisher Zando with the aim of releasing a string of printed books next year. The MD of TikTok's publishing arm said physical books are still overwhelmingly the most popular format against digital, and certainly in the specific genres, some of which we're playing in. They're still super important, he said, or the company said. That's it for this week's episode of Print21. Go to print21.com.au for all these stories in depth and more. You'll find them there on the industry's only print news website. Thanks to our sponsor for this episode, Ball & Doggett. This is Wayne Robinson, editor of Print21, signing off for another week.